Hello folks, well, it's another cold, wet, miserable day here, believe it or not. So I thought I'd do this one from the comfort of the kitchen again, and I can have a nice brew at the same time. So what I thought I'd talk about this time is some of the seeds that I'm going to be sowing throughout February. There's quite a few of these videos cropped up on YouTube recently that I've noticed, and a lot of them are great, absolutely brilliant, but the one thing that's missing from nearly all of them for me is to talk about the F word, and that's frost. At this time of the year, frost can cause havoc on different things that you grow or you're trying to get germinated, or things that you put outside in greenhouses or not. It can cause big problems. And throughout the UK, there's a massive difference in the frost zones and that last frost date that people get, and it has a big impact on what you can grow and when you can grow it. So up here in Linlithgow, which is a town in West Lothian where we are, our last frost date is around about first, maybe second week in May. So just to compare that to a random place selected down south, Hackney of all places, their last frost date is around about middle to the end of March. So there's a huge difference there in when you can start putting stuff outside, because frost will just kill so many things off if you put things out too early, and all that hard work you've put into getting those seedlings growing and getting them going is then wasted. So there is a website I use to get all this information on about the frost zones based on where you are, the nearest sort of city or town to where you are, that you can sort of have a look at, and that is plantattempts.com. I'll put a link in the description below so you can have a look at that. I click on that if you want to go and see what's what in there, and hopefully find the frost zone and the times for your particular area. As another example for that, up here in Linlithgow, I picked a random day next week, which was Tuesday the 9th of February, and we have a low on that day of -3 degrees centigrade forecast. Now to compare that to somewhere down south, Plymouth, which is around about 500 miles away from where we are, they have a low degree on that same day of +3 degrees. So that's a massive 6 degrees difference, and that -3 that we go to really plunges us into that sort of frosty time of year. It can cause big problems for us if we do stuff too early. Anyway, enough of the doom and gloom of frost, but it's something that's really important that you need to have a look at and need to be aware of, because I don't want any of that hard work that you put into growing these seedlings and growing plants wasted just by stuff getting killed off by the frost. So I'll have another wee drink before the next bit. On to the good stuff. The seeds that we're going to be planting this month. So we already have some things on the go. We have chilies, we have onions, and we have leeks. They're all getting grown from seed. They're just tiny little seedlings at the moment. So I'm going to do a bit of an update on them shortly, so there'll be another video coming on them. But for what we're going to grow this month, we'll start off with these ones here. These are all broad beans. This one's called Oscar. This one is the Sutton. And this one is Aquadulce Claudia. Now that's a very hardy one, very well known about. So these three will be getting planted this week. I'll be doing a particular way of sowing them, in that when the beans come out of the packets, I'll soak them for around about a day before planting them into their sort of individual cells before they get going. That just helps to bring them on and get them going before we put them in the soil. So next one's some sweet peppers. This is our first time growing peppers this year, and apologies for any jingling bells you can hear behind me. There's the cat's running about, so you might see him scooting about in the footage there. So these are orange sweet peppers. So hopefully we're going to get a polytunnel later this year, maybe it's about March, April sort of time, and we're planning on growing peppers in them. So these are the variety we're going to be picking. Even though February, you know, it's the shortest month of the year, there's still a good 4 weeks in it. The broad beans are going to be done in the first week. Again, trying to keep an eye on that frost zones and the weather and how things are going. The sweet peppers are going to be done in the second week. Next up, also hopefully to go in the polytunnel, are aubergines. Again, this is new for us this year. These ones are long purple and these ones are black beauty. So two different types of aubergine there that we're going to get going and hopefully get put in the polytunnel. And last but not least, we have some cauliflower that we're going to get planted out this year. This is the start of our brassicas come and gone. So this is known as the all year round cauliflower. Not much of a technical name for you there, but I guess it does what it says in the tin. So we'll get those started off and germinated and going along. And finally, we like to make sure we have plenty of flowers on the plot. Very important to attract your pollinators, your bees and your hoverflies and whatnot coming along. And we're going to plant some sweet peas. So these are Spencer waved mixed sweet peas, and they take quite a bit of growing sweet peas. You've got to start them at this time of year, and I'm going to follow the same technique as with the broad beans. So I'm going to soak them overnight, give them a good sort of 12 to 24 hours before they get planted into the soil cells. The great thing about sweet peas is when they flower, you can cut the flowers, you can bring them home, you can put them on display in vases or whatever, or give them to other people, and they will just keep growing back at the plot or back wherever you grow them. More and more sweet peas come. In fact, the more you cut them, the more you'll grow. They're an absolutely brilliant one to have. But again, thinking about February as a whole month, as that whole 4 weeks, we'll be probably putting these in the second week, just so we've not got everything all coming at once. And I know it's really difficult because I'm as keen as anybody and want to jump the gun and get all my stuff growing all at once, especially things like potatoes. There's a lot of chat around about potatoes at the moment. Again, you guys who are down south in that sort of slightly warmer climate than us up here up north, you've probably got your potatoes, your seed potatoes there. They'll be chittering away, getting ready to go out. Last year, you might remember, I'll put a little link up to the video up here if I ever remember, we maybe planted our potatoes just a couple of weeks too early, and all the shoots that had come up got hit with the frost and it damaged the plants. Luckily they were able to recover and they came back from it, but I don't want to do that again. So we will be looking to buy our seed potatoes a little bit later in February, maybe it's around about the third week, and look to start getting them chitting on the back of that. I'll probably do a separate video on seed potatoes because there's quite a lot to do with that, around about the different varieties I'm going to buy, why I'm going to use them, and how we're going to bring them on and plant them. Anyway, hopefully that has been useful for you. I don't want to be the sort of doom and gloom guy who talks about frost and how it might kill things off when everyone's getting all excited when it's coming towards sort of springtime and we're heading towards it, when things really get going in the growing season and ready to go. But it's something that's really important, and if you get the time, have a look at that website I mentioned. I'll put some links in the description below, and look this stuff up and learn it and prepare and go along with the growing season as we go along. Right ho, as always, if you wouldn't mind, we absolutely love it if you would give our video the thumbs up if you like what you've seen. Likewise, if you would like to subscribe to the channel and find out what we're going to be up to, you see how all these seeds I've mentioned get on through the season, how the polytunnel plans come along, how the seed potatoes come along, and we've got another couple of review videos coming up. We've got a heat propagator, we've got a grow light getting delivered today, so we've got loads of stuff planned for you over the next few months that'll hopefully be of interest. Right ho, that's all for now folks. We shall see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.